Hi, I'm Kate Bonner from the Water Cooler Diaries on KBTVonline. Thanks for joining. I was driving to the gym last week and I was listening to National Public Radio, and I was so surprised to hear one of the political correspondents say that healthcare, not the war in Iraq, but healthcare has become the centerpiece issue in the U.S. presidential race. The healthcare problem reaches beyond the more than 46.6 million Americans without coverage. Even those with insurance are finding it harder to pay for new drugs with sky-high price tags. Case in point, it costs up to $250,000 to buy drugs that will extend the life of someone with advanced colon cancer by an average of just 22 months. And it's not just in the U.S. In Sweden, high treatment prices mean that only 1 in 5 people with the disease receive any drugs at all. In an effort to combat the problem and in part a reaction to decreased demand for these expensive medicines, drug companies and health insurance providers are beginning to talk about a new arrangement, one in which drug companies get paid for a treatment only if it works as planned. Discussions surrounding this quote-unquote pay-per-performance plan is a direct result of the more costly cancer drugs, but ones that promise more dramatic results. In a groundbreaking agreement finalized early last year, the manufacturer of Velcade, a drug for a type of blood cancer, said it would reimburse the UK's publicly funded health agencies if its treatments didn't work as planned. It was the first agreement of its kind and the beginning of others. Though these deals will remain rare, Alan Garber, who's at the Center of Health Policy at Stanford University in California, he said the Velcade case illustrates an important point, and I quote here: "If there is a clear signal that the market is changing, the drug companies will adapt. Still," he says, "the process will take time." Right now, there are no pay-per-performance agreements between healthcare providers and drug companies in the U.S., but according to the Wall Street Journal, Cigna and Aetna are pursuing programs with drug makers. Cigna has been asking cholesterol drug manufacturers to reimburse the insurer if a patient takes the drugs correctly and still has a heart attack. But so far, no drug company has agreed to the plan. In the words of Tom Stombeck, Chief Pharmacy Officer for Cigna, they are waiting for the drug makers to put their money where their mouth is. So would a system where payment depended on the treatment outcome really work? One study, led by a doctor at UCLA that was recently published in the Journal of Health Services Research, found that a pay-per-performance program for doctors led to high-quality care for the patients. Could these results be applied to drug companies? Essentially, would a pay-per-performance plan increase their accountability and the cost-effectiveness of the drugs? Well, that's still a matter for debate. I'm Kate Bonner from the Water Cooler Diaries on KBTVonline.